All right, today I am going to show you, hopefully fairly quickly, or in two parts, how to do ignition system service, or what we would be doing in lab at school. So we would be doing a spark plug, gapping and cleaning or adjustment, and a magneto adjustment. So a surprising amount has to come off the engine in order to complete this. So this is just a basic set of metric standard sockets and 4 deep wells that you could get at a hardware store for like $9. And you want to start taking it apart. For time's sake, I know in class we would be using the 1/4-inch drive ratchets, the little small guys. But what I might do is just zip these up to an impact gun so that I could do this for you a little faster. So with that in mind, let me get started. First things first, you need to remove the air filter housing. Why do you ask? Because we're getting to the magneto, which is behind this cover. If we were to unbolt this cover right now, it would hit the air cleaner shield and it would not be removed from the motor. So if you remember this from the fuel system lab, these two guys come off, and then you can just friction pull that out. We're going to put the screws back in their respective bolt holes so that they are there when we go to put them back together. So this time, though, we do not need to remove that stubborn fuel hose. Always start these bolts by hand as well so you don't strip anything. So those are now out. We're going to remove the switch panel cover, again, which I call it that, even though we don't have a switch on here anymore. That was our older style model. Oops. Got those out. Remember, fuel is off, mid-governor, and ta-da, you've got the switch panel off now. And for sanity's sake, we're going to put those back in. You'll notice I'm starting these super slow. Like, I never recommend starting anything with an impact gun because you can strip the hole before you know it. So I am going a hand-turning speed before I really give it the oomph. Next, we will take and swap out to a 10mm bolt, or 10mm ratchet and socket, or in this case, impact gun and socket. And to remove the pull start housing, you're going to remove this bolt up here, this bottom bolt here, and one right here. So here we go. Wow, that is incredibly tight. We might be getting a ratchet for this one. All right, give me 10 seconds. I'm going to get a large ratchet from, of course, the other end of the garage and swap this over. This has never been disassembled, so from the factory, it's probably quite a bit tighter. There we go. It just shows it's not the strongest little impact gun, but it usually gets the job done pretty well. And right here. So now I'll switch back and we'll zip these out. 1, 2, 3. These come out just like that. So you will pull this forward and you have now exposed your magneto. So in this lab, if we were at Fenton, we would now, so these bolts, again, we'll put back in the bolt hole, sorry. Just like that. Just, again, this is very good habit. And if you do that, it's almost guaranteed you will never forget where a bolt came out of. So in the lab, if we were in school, you would have to pull this entire magneto assembly out to show me. That's a little tricky. So what we're also going to do in prep of the spark plug removal is remove the heat shield. That comes out with one bolt on the top and these 4 little bolts here. And truthfully, I don't even remember what size they are. So here we go. Got it. I'm going to pop these loose real fast. Just like that. These bolts are always the first to get stripped with every new group of small engines. It's because they are very coarse threaded sheet metal style screws, literally going into, forgot, it's like 18 gauge sheet metal or something wildly thin. So it's just a stamped piece. You'll usually find these mufflers or engines missing that heat shield for that reason. So here we go. Then to remove the magneto, we are going to get, I believe it's a 7 mil or an 8. It's a 7, and of course I have it on the gun. I forgot. I'm going to zip that out like that. These come out just like that. You will remove the spark plug boot from the spark plug like that. Fish this bad boy down underneath the heat shield like that, and remove the black ignition wire from the back of the magneto right here. These can be a little tricky, and then you have now removed your magneto for service. And the last little bit then is going to be removing that spark plug. So in order to remove that spark plug, you will need the spark plug socket that I do not have with me right now because it is in the back of my Honda where I was recently removing, holy cats, a car battery. So long story short on that one, but we're going to pause the video, and the next video is going to be of reinstallation of the magneto and proper gapping and removal of the spark plug and how to gap it. Stay tuned.